Media Center Ukraine Odesa continues its work with the briefing dedicated to blood donation during the war. Our speakers are Olena Olishchuk, head of the City Transfusion Department. Good afternoon. Olena Velmozko, curator of the Donor Odesa project. And Volodymyr Nemertsalov, donor activist of the Donor Odesa project. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's start with Ms. Olishchuk to share details about the Donor Odesa project. As far as I know, more than 5,000 Odessa residents have already participated in it. Good afternoon. The Donor Odesa project was launched during the first day of the full-scale invasion, because with this full-scale invasion, the demand for blood has increased because the military people suffering the aggression require blood. With the help of the Donor Odesa project, we have created the rational system to work with donors. We work with the doctors from transfusion departments that every day provide information about actual needs in doctors and the information about blood tap through the Telegram channel Donor Odesa or through Telegram channel Odesa Official. We register donors. People leave contact details with us. We call them, consult about donation, and provide information about where blood can be donated. Every day we have people to donate. There are advantages of the system. We can avoid queues when too many people come to transfusion units to donate blood, and for the last 18 months, we have been able to meet needs of the military and civilian transfusion departments, and we have conducted more than 6,000 donations of blood through the Donor Odesa project. We have lifted up to the burden on looking for donors from relatives because there can be urgent cases in different time of the day. We always have reserve of blood of all groups, and people cannot worry about not having blood for transfusion if they need. We also provide preliminary consultations how to get ready to donate blood, what to eat, what medicine not to take. So people are fully ready to donate blood when they arrive to the visit places. Through the Donor Odesa project, we are able to promote donorship. We have already had several photo exhibitions to support donorship, and we have been lately supported by the Transportation City Department. We made a photo we made tram with photos of donor where people can also follow the link through QR code. With the street artist Igor Matroskin, we have made the mural with cats to support blood donation. We have already held a range of concerts, and we have also launched lectures for students to support blood donation, because active youth is the category of people who can be fully involved in the project. And we have also developed merchandise for donors. You can see the example of sticker. This is a cat named Sonia, who calls for everyone to donate. The Donor Odesa project has involved a big number of municipal structures and organizations. And even if you cannot donate blood, you can be involved in this awareness-raising campaign. The healthcare department of the city has been supporting us since the very first day. The municipal department on information and digital solutions have been also supporting us, and we have launched a big awareness-raising campaign named Donate Blood, Save People, and the commercial department have printed posters, and you can see them in the streets of our city, and we support with the municipal guide, with the transportation department, and other organizations. It is important that blood donation is not only about saving lives, but I'd like to remind this number, 6,000 blood donations, but these are like thousands of saved people. But this is also about how to become closer to each other. This is about our unity and about our invincibility. A lot of people are united. These are representatives of local authorities, official organizations, representatives of religious organizations, civil organizations who also support us with finding donors. And a lot of Odessa residents are also involved. We have the whole blood brotherhood, so to say, and the Odessa municipal territorial community has received an award from the Association of Cities of Ukraine for the implementation of the Donor Odesa project. There was a competition for the best stories of invincibility and cooperation in communities during the full-scale invasion, and Odessa was awarded because of its unity, and this is our common award. In September this year in Estonia, in Tallinn, there was the summit of the Global Partnership, open government involving more than 2,000 participants representing 80 countries of the world. And as the satellite event of the summit, there was the round table of the Congress of Local and Regional Councils of the Council of Humor, and the Donor Odesa project was presented there as a good example how to encourage civil society to solve such important issues. So we can see that in Odessa over the last 18 months have been done a lot to support blood donation, but is it enough? No. Can we stop now? No. Because the war is ongoing and there is still a demand for blood. And now we'd like to ask all people from 18 to 60 having no problems, and that will be shared today with our doctors. And if you have not donated blood yet, this is your time to make your contribution into our victory. Blood donation is about mutual support that improves our society. So please join the Donor Odesa project. Thank you. I have two questions to you. And the first question is the following. What is the place of Odessa when it comes to donors compared to other regions of Ukraine? The amount of donors is calculated for a certain amount of population residing in a specific territory. So there are the regions with bigger, smaller population. And we will prepare the statistics a bit later. And we know that there's an increased number of donors because of the full-scale invasion, and we will be able to provide the statistics later. But we know that we've had 6,000 blood donations for the last 18 months. So this is more than in 1.5 times more than we used to have before. So we talk about the trend, about the dynamics. This is a good example, and a lot of people are the donors for the first time. But when we say that Odessa is among leaders in the Odessa, and we can say that Odessa is unique compared to other places of Ukraine, in implementation of the information system to involve more donors. We do not only say that everyone can become a donor, that it's good, and we provide detailed information to people where they can donate blood and how to do this. This is a unique example how to rationalize the whole blood donation system to have the best coefficient. And the question now to our healthcare workers, how to properly get ready to donate blood. Can you explain the algorithm? Of course. There is a range of requirements to a future donor before donating blood. A lot of people believe that you should not eat before donating blood, but this is a wrong approach. People should for sure have a breakfast, but with no fats, with no calories. This could be a cup of tea and a cookie without fat products, or it can be porridge cooked in water. Of course, you cannot eat like sour milk, bananas, eggs, because a lot of believe that eggs is a dietary product, but in yolk there is a huge amount of cholesterol. And when people come to us saying that they've had fried eggs for breakfast, we ask them to postpone blood donation to make sure that the blood is of proper quality. The age is 18, 40 years, 60 years old. This should be a citizen of Ukraine. And people, of course, should have some ID, like a passport or a driving license. The driving license can also be used to register for blood donation. And there are absolute and relative counterindications. Absolute, these are the severe chronic diseases like the diabetes and urology problems. I will not just list all of them, but people may not be aware of such diseases. And if it comes to urology, this could be some chronic convulsions, because this could be a barrier for the process, because during blood donation, all chronic diseases can become more acute. This is the hypertension, for example. If a person has hypertension, it is not recommended to donate blood. Sometimes people believe that they will feel better, but it is not always the case. It depends on the numbers of the arterial pressure. Because, again, this can make some chronic conditions more acute, and people can get to hospital. Of course, AIDS, HIV, and other infectious diseases, if a person is aware of that, then they cannot donate blood. Hepatitis C, hepatitis B, and syphilis. And, of course, oncology. These are direct counterindications to blood donation. And there are some temporary counterindications. So these are not chronic disease. For example, pregnancy and 6 months after delivery. After that, woman can donate blood. Some viral diseases, a person can donate blood 1 week after recovery. This can be some hormones intake. If a person is treated by endocrinologist or gynecologist, if their doctors allow them not to intake some medications for 24 hours, people can donate blood in this period. So there are no some global problems. It is important for people to be to will. If a person smokes, and people should smoke last time 70 hours before a blood donation. But if a person smoked last in the evening and wants to donate blood in the morning, then we will not refuse such a person. What about the spoiled blood? Do you have a lot of such cases? Sometimes, because people may not be aware of having some diseases. We can get unsuitable blood if a person failed to follow the diet before a blood donation. Then can eat something fatty. We had such cases as Kylos. We have the wrong color of the blood. And as for infections, they are there. I have a question to Volodymyr. How the mentality of Ukrainians, how has the mentality of Ukrainians changed? Are they more active in donating blood? Because some people are afraid. So the question about this, and I will have some other questions. Thank you very much. I'm a Ukrainian, and I was active blood donor before the full-scale invasion, but and at first I thought that because I had hepatitis A when I was a child, I could not donate blood. But thanks to Olena, I now know that this is not true, and now I'm actively involved in the process. And we have a lot of superstitions, and because that's why people do not become donors because of them. If you subscribe to our Telegram channel of the Donor Odesa project, you will see a pinned message about contraindications. For example, some people say that people with tattoos cannot become donors, and a lot of have now patriotic tattoos, but they are limited limitations, and in 6 months after getting tattoo, people can donate blood. In other countries, if you made a tattoo in a certified place, you can donate blood right away. This depends on the country. We also raise awareness among students and share knowledge about blood donation and blood types. Unfortunately, our biology textbooks that are used in schools and for students, they contain errors. There is a myth about universal donors and universal recipients. This has not been proved, and a person should get blood of their type. And students are rather interested in this topic. They subscribe to our channel, they become donors, and we can say that I've got 6 donations within the Donor Odesa project for the last year. And I can see how our channel has developed, involving new people. We have new subscribers, and Olena says that people can become activists and just share knowledge with other people if they cannot donate blood by themselves. And I would also like to share a unique experience that we've got together with Olena, when, with the support of the cultural department, we organized meeting of representatives of religious and civil organizations dedicated to blood donation. And I was pleasantly surprised that all representatives of religious organizations who participated in the meeting actively supported blood donation. For example, Muslim community from Odessa supported that. And that was a new piece of information for me that Muhammad, Prophet, he also encouraged his followers to donate blood 2 times a year. And that was useful, just to get rid of excessive iron in blood. As for other communities, I always see that rabbins of Odessa community were honored blood donors in the Soviet times, and to get this, they had to donate blood and plasma 60 times. And the representatives from Catholic Church was also turned out to be an honored donor. And we need to understand that blood donation is a rather simple human gesture, making all of us closer to each other. Blood donation is anonymous in most cases. Often we don't know who will get our blood or whom we will get our blood from. But we know that we have one blood type in common. We don't know race, sex, gender, nationality of a person. But this is what makes us humans. As for contraindications that has already been mentioned, if you become a donor, from my personal experience, it improves your health condition, because this is a positive stress if you're a healthy person. And this is useful for our body. Blood donation decreases the risks of oncology, cardiovascular diseases, renews your blood circulation system, trains your blood system. And donors, if they get in a car accident or other situations, they better recover. The blood which is donated is analyzed, and if this blood does not meet requirements, the person is informed. So you inform people about having some disease, for example. So, for example, if you decided to become a donor, you can learn about some diseases that you are not aware of. During the events organized together with Olena, and a clinic, and Ludmila Radevna Kucharenko joins us and conducting express tests for students for HIV, syphilis, hepatitis. So when you become a donor, you become more aware of your own health. You do some good for the world, making this world better. How often can people donate blood? At least once per 6 days for men. It is recommended for men to donate blood 5-6 times a year, and for women 4-5 times per year. When it comes to blood components, when it comes to pellets or plasma components, when the blood is returned to the body, you can donate blood more frequently, but we're talking about the full blood donation. I know that donors are paid abroad. What about our country? We have such practices, but the Donors of Odesa project encourages people to donate blood freely, because usually this blood is of better quality. When people do this without getting any payment, when we meet with Olena during events, she provides statistics. When it comes to paid donors, there are such options. You can find them. But in these cases, they got more spoiled blood. Because usually those people who are in need of money, they donate blood to get payment, and they can conceal their diagnosis or can have some health problems, etc. But if you're a volunteer, if you're ready to do this free of charge, you are more responsible, and this is also your social impact or contribution. So free blood is of better value. Yes, it is better for donors and for society. Do you send all donated blood to the military? Of course not. Sorry for answering this question as well. We have constant demand for donor blood, and I would like to give floor to Lubov to share this information. With the beginning of the full-scale invasion in our country, we have seen no decrease in number of pregnant women, about people with HIV or with hematology problem. All of them require blood transfusion. And we know the need in the blood, and we know what blood types are needed. So when a patient is referred to a hospital, and we can have patients with different blood types, that's why we provide information to Olena and the list of blood types that we need, and we always have the stockpiled blood. And it is really very convenient, so there is no, so to say, standby periods. We always have blood to give to our patient. And I would like to add that the blood transfusion center was destroyed last year in the Kharkiv region, and we had with Olena the round table with religious and civic organizations, and that was really beneficial. But the demand for blood has increased in several times all over Ukraine. And when one center is destroyed, then this burden is put on other centers. And please understand us that we cannot disclose information about the amount of blood donated to the military. This is secret information, and you can understand that the demand is rather big. And we hope that when the war is over, after our victory, the level of consciousness of our citizens will remain the same, because it is rather high now, and the blood donation will still be a normal practice, because blood donation is about trust, development of social contacts, and the quality of life. In the countries where blood donation is well developed, people tend to trust more in each other, and this leads to the economic development and general development to these countries, because such development is based on trust. And what about servicemen, servicewomen? Do they donate blood? Yes, in huge amount. And what blood type is in the biggest demand? I can say that usually what requests we get, usually we get people with the positive results too, and this is A+, B+, etc. If you have such blood type, please join us. And if you have the blood type 0-, there's not so many people with these blood types in the population, in the society, but of course this means that we have less donors, and it is very difficult to find such donors with the AP-. And if you don't have contraindications, you can also remember that you can become a donor of such blood type and register when it is needed. Please, if you see that there is a need in donor blood, please dedicate half an hour and an hour just to donate this blood. You will not stand in a queue because we take a limited number of people. You will get to a modern department, and you will get also as a present our cat, and you will save people. Or you can just repost this information, because repost also save life. And you've already answered my question, where these products with the cat can be bought. You can get them free of charge in the transfusion bloods, cooperating with the Donor Odesa project, and we produce T-shirts, other souvenirs. We have some plans for the development of the project, because even after our victory, we do not plan to stop, because it has already been mentioned, blood donation improves our society in general, and we would like to live in a good society. You see, so it's not free of people get payment in the form of these souvenirs with the cat. After that, people get a great number of social contacts of good people, and also products with a cat. And also the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church says that every time he donates blood, he feels elevation. We can believe him. Thank you very much for being with us today. Olena Olishchuk, Olena Velmozko, and Volodymyr Nemertsalov were with us in Media Center Ukraine Odesa, and this is the last briefing for today.